Good morning. We'll try this again. I'm not sure what happened there. Good morning. Mid-August. And we're still going through the election process. You know, there's a lot of things that I've messed up in my life. Times that I was taken off a task and not focused and whatever. But you know, when it comes down to this, it was pretty solid in my mind. And not that it's not that it's true because of me. I'll say it that way. Okay? Anytime I speak with people that are on the Republican end, I turn around and I don't appease this whole whoever's running for office or whatever. I turn around and I go right down to the center core of it and going, you know what, you do realize that we have an election process that happens a couple times a year. Okay, whether it's measures, whether it's bonds, ballots, people, whoever, okay? And it has been doing that for decades. We have a whole entity, their sole purpose is to run ballots. That's it, to run elections. Okay? Are there going to be times that you have, a handful of people that are doing something nefarious, like sending in their dead grandfather's ballot or something like that? Yeah, but they're normally caught. It's not like they're going to go to their house and say, that they're probably giving them verbal warning, going, don't do this. We know you're doing it, But they're not going to incarcerate them or whatever it is. It just, it happens. Let's get real. If all of a sudden your grandfather died a month before the elections, or your grandmother, and they were a staunch whatever party they are, and you were going, well, this isn't fair. No, it's fair. That's just life and death. You can't vote for them. Plain and simple. So when it comes down to questioning our democracy, our electoral process, you can say what you want about electoral votes and all that. That's neither here nor there. What I'm talking about is I go right for the heart of the problem that happened. Okay? You have a process and an entity that has been doing balloting for decades. It's a logistical management of numbers and names and people. And they take it very serious. They also keep their own opinions to themselves for the electoral process. Okay? The last presidential time around, as soon as I had somebody in this theater speak up and say there was hundreds of thousands of fraudulent ballots, I knew that statement to be false right off the bat. Willing to listen to the argument, but right out of the gate, I'm sorry, impossibility. Because I know the electoral process. Let alone, I may not know what state and the way that they do things, but if you could look into it and find out. Because each state is, the beauty of our electoral system is that it's fractured 50 different ways. Some of them do the same thing as others, but they all don't do it the same way. And there's the beauty in doing that is you can't get an organization in to upset that process unless you try doing it the way that they've tried to do it. And that is you go up to the next level to hit the electoral voters. Okay, but there's safety nets and fail-safe measures there too. But going back to this, when the candidate turns around and says fraud, rigged, and all that, you've got a whole host of people that are going to believe them, but those people have better use discernment and then scrutinize it. Don't just jump off the cliff with them. You turn around and you go, show me the proof. The proof has never been shown. It's never been shown because it's not there. You're asking that you're telling me that electoral office that has been doing this for decades suddenly has a windfall of 10,000, 100,000 votes come in that they can't, that they just let go through without looking through? Wrong. It's their job to, and they do it all the time. It's when your American public believes some person who is undermining the situation that there becomes a problem. Okay? And there definitely was a problem. And is. Because you have a whole bunch of election deniers. But if I was to turn around and ask those election deniers, what do you know about the electoral process? What do you know about your own, where you live, your election office? What do you know about it? I bet you'll find out they don't know squat. So, you know, my point in all this is that this is always going to happen. For some reason, the judicial system didn't have the balls enough to hammer down on this fast enough, which let the wound sit there and just pus up, basically. Not just turning around and healing it right on the spot, okay, and saying this is wrong. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Is that we're better than this. They're better than this. Give them the credit they deserve because they've been doing it. They meaning the balloting offices. They've been doing it for decades. They've been putting up with stuff while you were sleeping that you don't know about. This is their job. Okay? And I don't care what state, I don't care what county, I don't care what town. I don't care what caucus, I don't care what district office, I don't care, once again, what state. They who are in the electoral process, the balloting process, work their ass off diligently to make sure that this has not only withstood the democracy and the stamp of time in our country, but it still has an integral part. It's bigger than any, like, just sending out an Amazon package or something like that. You know, if you work for some logistical company, or like what I do with the post office. It's bigger than that. There's something to be proud of. We should be proud of them. Plain and simple. That's what I wanted to say. Kind of in a wild way as I'm driving to work. But hey, nothing but love, right? And I wish you the best of days ahead as we get into August.